Hello, Yuri. Good day, members. Good day, members.
Good day, Chairperson. Good day. Lovely to hear your voice. Good day, all the members.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Anaki.
Good to hear your voice again, Chair.
Thank you, Anne.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good night, yo.
Oh, good night. Good night. Good night. A little bit later.
Good night. Good night, yo. Good day. Good day. Good day. Afternoon. Elder lady. Good afternoon, my dear.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Marlene. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Councillor.
Afternoon, Comrade Chair.
Good afternoon, Councillor Chaba. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, councillors and elder ladies. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chair.
I was just thinking in my place it's still afternoon. I don't know what happened to the evening, but it's not here yet.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will start the meeting by opening with a prayer by Mrs. Mbolompo. Thank you very much, Chair. Let us close our eyes and pray. Egameni loyise, egameni lonyana, egameni lomoya ongcwele, yisewe Nkosi yethu nguJesu Kristu. Silapha bawo, silapha meselungileyo, singenile ke Jehova. Xa sizawuvula le meeting, sicela ubukho bakho phakathi kwethu. Sicela yonke into ezawuxoxwa kule ndawo izibonakala ihlala ezingqondweni zethu. Konke esikucelayo, sicela egameni kaJesu Kristu. Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, Councillor Mbolompo. I would like to welcome all the members of the committee, the acting MM, and the officials. I also welcome the public if present. We are going forward to start by asking, do we meet the quorum? Who is present and who is not present?
Chairperson,
Yes.
I can confirm that we have a quorum.
Okay. Are we all here? Is there any apologies maybe?
Chairperson, from my side, I've not received any apologies.
So are we all here? Or may I make a roll call? Roll call?
Chairperson, I would suggest you can make a roll call.
Okay. Elder Lady Empty Clerk, are you here?
I'm here in the afternoon. Thank you, my chairperson.
Thank you. Councillor Ms. A. Jansen van Rensburg, are you here?
I'm here, Chair, all the way. I'm here for you.
Councillor Ms. M. Kanemeyer, are you here?
Present, Chair.
Thank you. Councillor Tim Vuvu. Councillor Tim Vuvu. Councillor S. Mbandezi. Councillor S. Mbandezi. Councillor Pili Chaba.
Obvious.
Thank you. Councillor Ms. E. Mayor. Councillor Ms. E. Mayor. Councillor Ms. N. Bolombo.
Present, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. By my side also, I don't have any apologies from the three people that are not responding now. Thank you very much. Okay, the acting MM asked me for something for a background of this meeting. The background of this meeting goes like this: to consider the draft 2020 annual report and public comments received thereon. The Municipal Public Accounts Committee, MPAC, should draft an oversight report on the 2020 annual report for tabling to council that includes the recommendations for the approval of rejection of the annual report. I thank you. MM, did you hear me?
Thank you, Councillor. If you will allow me, I just want to give a short background to where we came from and where we are now. If you will allow me, Chairperson, can I go ahead?
Okay. Yes, you can go ahead, sir.
Chairperson, thank you. I greet all our councillors. I greet you. I can mention, Chairperson, that all our directors are on. They are all here. And just to give a brief background, we are considering, or the committee considers the annual report for the financial year 2019-2020. Now, Chairperson, we all know that COVID-19 impacted the reporting processes significantly, specifically with regard to the annual financial statements and the annual report. Under normal circumstances, the annual financial statements and draft annual report is submitted to the AG on or before the 31st of August. However, the National Minister for the year under review, the National Minister of Finance, provided a 2-month extension insofar it relates to the 2019-20 municipal financial year. The extension implied that the annual financial statement and draft annual report was submitted on 31 October 2020 instead of 31 August 2020 for this specific year. Now, the audit done by the AG was conducted more remotely than that in the past, with staff working off-site to mitigate the risk of COVID-19. The audit commenced in August 2020. Engagements were done with Auditor General staff as part of the Audit Steering Committee, and that was also done on MS Teams due to the risk of COVID. The municipality received its audit report at the end of February only. Normally, that would have been in November the previous year, but this year it was different. The municipality received an unqualified audit report with no findings, and by this time we all know it was a clean audit for the 1920 financial year. And then the draft annual report was tabled in council in March 2021. The document was published on the municipality's website. The public was also informed by way of advertisements in the Mossel Bay Advertisers of the following 3 things. Firstly, the notice of the council meeting to be held on 25 March, at which the annual report was to be tabled. Secondly, the meeting date of the MPAC, today's date on 11th May 2021, that was also advertised. And the third thing that was also advertised was the invitation to the public to submit written comments on the annual report to the municipal manager by not later than 30 April 2021. Chairperson, we can confirm that we didn't receive any comments, public comments on the annual report. And then Provincial Treasury provided comments on the draft annual report. Chairperson, there's somebody's microphone on, eh? Yeah. Almost finished. The Provincial Treasury provided comments on the draft annual report. And in conclusion, the report indicated that the municipality adhered to all the requirements of the MFMA, as well as the revised timeframes. Now, Chairperson, just one more thing in conclusion. We invited the AGSA's office, Ms. Annette Krieger, to join the meeting. Unfortunately, she's not here. And we also invited the 2 officials from Department of Local Government, Mr. Donovan Swanson and Ms. Nomfundo Henge, but they are also not in the meeting today. So, Chairperson, that is in short, just a short background for the councillors and the officials. Where did we come from with the annual report? You can open the floor for questions or comments now, Chairperson. Thank you. Okay, Chairperson, the floor is yours again, eh, Chairperson.
You. Thank you, MM. Thank you.
Thanks, Chairperson. Floor is yours.
Okay. Okay, before I will open the floor for the comments and the questions, I would like us to adopt the agenda first. I would like to ask for a mover and a seconder. I thank you.
Can I propose, Councillor Marie de Klerk, please? Thank you, Chairperson.
Yes, thank you.
I will second Councillor van Rensburg.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now we are going to start with the business of today. Our agenda is standing like this. Consider 05/05/2021, the consideration of the 2020 annual report. So the acting MM gave us the background where they are coming from with this. So if there's any comments or any questions, now it's your time. And I think there are so many questions and comments. I thank you.
Chairperson, I'm looking for the hands for people who might have questions or comments. I see nothing at this stage. So if
Just give me a minute. Give me
Okay,
a
Chair.
minute. We've got a problem of a tablet of what?
Okay,
But
Chair.
it's going to be okay.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, Councillor Chaba, you're breaking up. You're breaking up very badly.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone. Sorry, man, I've got a problem with the tablet. But anyway, firstly, let me welcome the report here in front of us, and also want to commend or applaud our administration for doing a tremendous job in submitting of the financial statements and others in time. And that was not an easy job. Well, when somebody is doing something good, and it needs to be applauded too. But yeah, thank you very much, administration. If you look at the item in itself, it's divided into certain. It's what the chapter 1, which is around the mayor saying some things there, and you go down to the last page. But I'll start from page 38. If you can hear me correctly, from page 88, if you read on page 88, if you read on the first paragraph on comments on sanitation and services, sanitation services, I think it will start from the third sentence, where it reads as follows: the flow of treated by two activated sludge plants, which have sufficient biological capacity to treat the holiday flows. However, the capacity on the current inlet works is insufficient to treat the off-peak season flows. It goes down, blah blah blah, what have you. Now, mine is Is there any in this area? Is there any health hazards when these overspills occurs? And if they are, how do we deal with that? How dealing with that? Those overspills. That will be the first question I think I'll need to have to direct to you, acting mayor. And also, what effect does it have on water qualities, Mr. MM? If you also look at, if you go forward to page to page 71. If you look at page 71 on LEDs, we know in our areas and somewhere in town we've got beehives there. We have beehives there. We've got that falls under LED. Chairperson Opelo. And we've got these beehives of which some people applied there, and they were some were given lease agreements that some haven't. Now, what happened to those people that were not offered those lease agreements? Why are they now? What are they doing? What help or assistance did the municipality gave to them to now?
Chairperson, I think I'm going to ask the directors to respond. I see Mr. Penter's hand is on. I think it's for the beehives, and I think Mr. Naidu will respond on the spillages. Thank you. The chairperson, we can let Mr. Venter run, and then Mr. Naidu, if it's all right with you.
Okay, it's fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. My apologies if I did not quite get the question from Councillor Lechaba, but I'm going to try and answer. I think he's making reference to the beehives down there at the tourism offices. Am I correct, Councillor Lechaba? Or are you speaking in general? The Chairperson, okay, let me
He's coming, sorry.
Okay.
Mr. Acting Mayor, can you rephrase your question, please?
I'm asking the beehives you're making reference to, is it those at the tourism office, or are you making reference to beehives in general?
Beehives in general.
Okay. Chairperson, what happened is, council, there's a council resolution pertaining to the renting or leasing of beehives. So what we do is with set criteria. So we enter a lease agreement with a potential business owner for such a beehive, and we apply the criteria. And we monitor it accordingly as is expected by council that we should do. We monitor the lease agreement, and the lease agreement is entered annually. And if you want an extension or you want to re-enter a lease agreement for another year, then you must at least conform to the criteria as set by council. Unfortunately, we are now reaching a stage where there are some of these business owners that has entered a lease agreement with a municipality that they are not conforming to the criteria set by council, and then unfortunately we cannot extend or enter a new lease agreement with that person. However, we do have a list of business owners who actually want to lease these beehives from the municipality. So we approach them and we then see if they are interested in entering a lease agreement with a municipality. So that's basically how we deal with it. I hope it answers. Otherwise, Chairperson, we can always, after this meeting, I can more than willing to give a much more comprehensive explanation to Councillor Lechaba. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Director Venter. Can we call upon Mr. Naidu?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I would like to respond on the query around sanitation services. The query was on the inlet walks and the spillages that we encounter. Now, the existing plant at the Artenbos wastewater treatment works is a 18 megaliters per day plant. You will see in the annual report we've completed quite a big project there, the upgrading of the inlet works. So the inlet works has been upgraded from 18 megaliters to 45 megaliters per day. Now, in the past, we used to encounter a lot of flooding and spillages, especially when there's a heavy rainfall. So the problems that we are experiencing is that a lot of homes connect their stormwater to the storage systems. And as a result, when there's heavy downpour, you have spillages at the plant. So with the upgrading now, that has been addressed. And as I said, the plant has been upgraded from 18 megaliters per day to 45 megaliters per day plant. So there will definitely not be spillages unless there is some sort of a major blockage on the lines. But we've got quite a good telemetry system to monitor any blockages on the lines or at the pump stations. This was a multi-year project, and it has been completed at the end of last year. The current year, we are busy with the further upgrading to the telemetry systems, and we're adding more machineries. But as far as the inlet works is concerned, that project has been completed. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Director Naidu. So do we have the health hazards when those overspills occurs?
Thank you, Chair. If I may respond. Chair, that plant is monitored on a 24-hour basis. So if we do encounter any spillages, there's a process that we follow. We have to sanitize the areas, and we also have to report it to Department of Environmental Affairs if it's a serious spillage. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Is there any questions again?
Chairperson,
Yes.
if you'll
Yes,
allow
ma'am.
me, Chair, you will remember in my opening I mentioned that Ms. Annette Krieger, Annette Krieger from the AG's office might join us. I see that she has joined the meeting now. We must just want to welcome her to the meeting. Eh? Thank you.
Okay, we welcome you, ma'am. Thank you, MM.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Any questions? Any questions?
Yes, yes, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
I think this one I will direct it to Director Fenter. It's on page 50 of the document. It's all about human settlement there. Are you with me?
I'm listening, Councillor.
Yes. If you look at paragraph number 1, 2, 3, 4, it says in the last sentence of paragraph 4, the projects aim to accommodate power down beneficiaries. Now, if we speak about power down, how is the municipality assisting those people there in terms of this? And secondly, we've got these projects like Asazani's in Nyoka, in Joslovo, and others in Mountain View. How and when do we think this project will be finished? And finally, in this instance, I think we don't want to see a scenario where we just see people fighting or invading the what you call it, those newer projects. Is there a list compiled? Are we using a list? Where is this list? Or are councillors or council going to be informed about the list? I'll stop there for now. Director.
Okay. Councillor, the Powertown issue, I don't have that document in front of me, so I'm not sure what exactly is that paragraph referring to the Sonskyn Valley project. Therefore, you ask me how we're going to assist them?
Yes.
Okay. As we know, with the latest, the Sonskyn Valley project that we recently completed was specifically aimed at the residents of Powertown, who's currently residing in Powertown. And most of them would have received a house, a government subsidized house, or if they did not qualify for a house due to their income level or having a property somewhere else, they would have received a service site at Sonskyn Valley. So that is how government, with the municipality, wanted to assist the people from Powertown. However, those people currently residing in Powertown, as we know, they did not make use of this option. So, yeah, unfortunately, we had to then refer in line with a previous council decision to the waiting list, and then identified people from the waiting list to occupy these newly built houses at Sonskyn Valley. So unfortunately, the scenario is that the Powertown people did not make use of the opportunity to receive a house from government, and for now, they stay where they are currently living. I don't think there's any council resolution or a decision at this point in time where to from here in terms of a Powertown residents. Secondly, Chairperson, the issue of the Asazani project, we are almost complete with that project. There is, however, an issue regarding, I think, 50-odd beneficiaries due to the recently changed criteria by national government, not the municipality. National government has changed the criteria for subsidy allocation to mostly people above 60. Now, the only remaining people that we have on the list, as initially when this project started, are all younger people, all younger than 60. We did write a letter to the minister requesting the minister to change the criteria. That was rejected. So we are in process of identifying then beneficiaries to qualify for the remaining number of houses at Asazani. But that project, you asked me when it will be completed. I don't have the exact completion date, but I think it will be less than a month from now. I speak on a correction because I don't have the program now in front of me. Regarding Mountain View, Chairperson, the FLISP component are almost complete. They are busy with snagging list and doing things on the inside and so on. So the municipality is working with the Department of Human Settlements. Remember, the housing stock does not belong to the municipality. It belongs to the provincial department, specifically, all units. But now we are talking about the FLISP units. And they are putting the necessary agents in place to market and to assist getting the beneficiaries of the FLISPs. However, it is a challenge, I acknowledge it, and hard work still needs to go into that to make sure that the FLISP units are allocated to the correct beneficiaries. The remaining component that we see there, I think the completion date is for next year, April. That is for the BNG. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Director Fentas. I only want to say, we as the MPAC, we want to conduct a site visit to the different housing projects that are underway, just to go and check for the quality of the buildings, you see. And I just want to know, what is the estimated finish time for the projects? The expected time to hand over to the beneficiaries? What is the estimated time? Thank you.
Can I respond, Chairperson, to your request?
Yes, Mr. Fenter.
Chairperson, I think as MPAC Chair, and you must help me out, but I think it's appropriate to your request to visit the housing units to perhaps take it up with a chairperson of a portfolio committee responsible for human settlements, Councillor Bayman, and then once we receive that, we can arrange it. It will not be a problem from our side, together with your requests of the information you need per project. We'll make it available, no problem.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Derek.
Chair,
Yes.
if you look at page 91, Chair, on service delivery performance,
Yes.
and you look at disability. Now, mine will be clarity on this one. Can we give them numbers? How many numbers have the municipality employed? How many numbers? How many? Numbers of disability people are employed in the municipality. That's the first one. And if you go back to same service delivery performance on page 118 on objective 8, what has been done to fast track this objective, which is objective 8? Compliance, monitoring, enforcement, and control. Sorry.
Okay, Chairperson, I'm going to give over to Director Corporate Services, Mr. Jantjies, to see if he has an answer. I must say that it's not always possible to answer that finer detail on such short notice, but we'll give over to Mr. Jantjies.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon,
Afternoon.
Comrade Chairperson. Good afternoon, Comrade Chairperson. How are you doing? Comrade Chair, are you fine?
I'm just feverish, but I'm fine. Thank you, Mr. Jantjies.
Okay. Chairperson, to answer Councillor Dichaba's question, currently we're having 11 people, I'm speaking under correction, but 11 people with disability employed in our organization. I just need to reiterate that all our advertisements for employment are categorized by a plea for people with disabilities to apply, and special recommendation will then be given to them. So there's 11 people employed, people with disabilities employed, but special recommendation are made in our advertisements to see whether we can't get more people employed with disabilities.
Thank you, Director. Is there any question?
Yes. Yes, Chair. Chair, on page 130, on disaster management, we hear of or experiencing these landslides in certain areas. But as I was looking around, more especially at Gas Beach, the beach there's a beach, I don't know what's going on. It's coming to shore. And I don't know whether it can cause a disaster there, but every time I'm looking there, it's coming closer to shore. So is there any actions, or is there any, or can we identify that as an emergency or a disaster for future purposes? So what is the take on that one? And if we go to page 230, we look at the long-term contracts and public-private partnership. And as I was saying, you've got small businesses, some of them were registered by the municipality, some are entrepreneurs, and you've got contracts that worth 43 million, blah, 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 down to 2 million. But mine will be, I don't see woman disabled and young people benefiting there. So how are we promoting BE there then? And that's a really concern. It's a concern, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Dichaba. The other thing I wanted to talk about, it's on page 101. What I will say, we welcome all the programs that we have there in 101 for the youth. But I want to ask a question, how inclusive is the youth development programs? Above the current projects, how many programs have led the youth to be employable and to be equipped business owners? Thank you.
Chairperson, thank you.
MM, you can refer to the director or whatever.
Okay, Chairperson, I'll try to respond to 213, the long-term contracts. The councillors must comprehend that those contracts were tenders that were awarded. That's longer than 1 year. So it's very difficult to answer the councillor's question on that one. I don't think we really have an answer for that. It was tenders that were asked in the proper way, transparent, which was awarded for more than 1 year. And then, Chairperson, page 130, the question about disaster. Councillor Chaba broke off very, very badly. I couldn't really follow. And then maybe Mrs. Nell, Director of Community Services, can maybe respond to the question of inclusiveness of youth on page 101.
Thank you, MM. Is Mrs. Nell in? Can you respond to that?
I am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mama.
I must say there is a extreme feedback screeching ring when the questions are asked, so it's a bit difficult to hear. But
sorry, ma'am.
No,
sorry, it's been solved.
But it's been it was a while ago. It wasn't. When we go out on tender, there is specific requirements for certain projects, for small businesses, and some of them specify for youth. And then we have specifically from the youth office, we have opportunities for people under 35, between 18 and 35, where we do development with them and training with them. Our focus from this year onwards will not only be training, but rather to more focused on entrepreneurship, so that they can have and run their own businesses. There has been various kinds of opportunities besides the driving licenses and the basic education and events management type of courses we have presented. We have the internships, and we also had the mayoral students, and a lot of them were successful in job applications. We have just received a resignation of one of our interns today that was successfully employed in the private experience he received in the municipality. He could be employed. So we have for the new year, we have more plans. But in the past, the youth has always been where we could assist them and involve them in any of the projects we have done so.
Chairperson,
Thank you, Director.
Chair,
Yes.
if I maybe can respond to the question about disaster management. Yes, Chairperson, we bring the disaster management plan annually to council for review. I think the last time it was done was October or November last year, but we do it every year. And the department goes out of its way to make sure that every area or every risk is covered in a way. But we, as we all know, we can never make provision for every single risk that might occur within the municipality. So I will take it up with Councillor Chaba so that we can maybe speak, with more detail regarding the request that he has requested, Chairperson, and the questions that he asked around that. Thank you.
Okay, I understand, MM. I think there's another question.
Thank you. Acting MM, you please be assured that these questions, I'm not asking them because are coming from me. It's a report of the AG I'm going to be dealing with now. It's not me. If you look at pages 252 to 256. At the back, yes, at the back, you're correct. It's all about, if you look at page 252 actually, and you look at emphasis of matters, you look at significant uncertainties, you look at material write-offs, you look at underspending of conditional grants. Now, on significant, you ask your question, why provision was not made for these liabilities as per the draft standard. And if you go to 10, what provision was made to recover these debts? And the understanding of this conditional of conditional grants. Why conditional grants were underspent? It's a concern, not only from the AG, it's also a concern to the committee. So, and if you move on, acting director, you go back at your you go back at here at page 156. At page, not 150, yes, at page 156, where we speak of unauthorized expenditure. We speak of irregular expenditure. We also speak of fruitless and wasteful expenditure. These wasteful, these irregular, these fruitless expenditures are becoming a problem. It's as much as we want a clean audit, of which in my opening I applauded the administration, but here and there are some concerns of monies that were used, unauthorized, what have you. So to me, most especially when it comes to fruitless and wasteful expenditure, I think after council this matter, this item must be brought back to MPAC for investigation. There's a serious problem here. We can't just leave as an oversight. We need to deal with these things. We can't allow now the internal to investigate themselves. So I would like this one to be referred back to MM for investigation, if you don't mind. And it goes and goes from to page 250 to page 159.
129.
150, it goes to page 159 from 156 to 159. fruitless and wasted expenditure. And if you move with me to someone's mic it's disturbing, to 160 to 161. Types of deviations. I think we must also improve there in deviating from these sole suppliers. I must have a way. I must have a way where we cannot always have sole suppliers or suppliers every time we deal with deviations. We deal with deviations. We find out is this sole. Must at least have an alternative, you know, to say if Councillor Chaba is not there, then the MM Puren is there. You can't say no, it's only Councillor Chaba that is there. I think we must improve that one, whereas we're doing very well. MM. And yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Lichaba. MM, can I refer to you? Can you
Yes,
answer
Chairperson.
the
Thank
questions?
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, I firstly want to give Councillor Chaba the assurance we appreciate the fact that he's asking questions. We know he's not asking it for himself only, but he represents the broader community outside.
Yes.
Firstly, I'm going to respond on the first one, the one maybe not in the order he gave it, Chairperson. The fruitless, irregular, wasteful expenditure. He asked questions out of the annual financial statements, which was audited now by the AGC, Chairperson.
Yes.
I think we are all aware that Council do have a disciplinary committee through which all these instances go through. So it's a lot of detail, Chairperson. It will be very, very difficult for us to give answers to all of them now. But all of them went through Council disciplinary board, which is then reported to full Council in Council agenda from time to time. And then the second one, the reason why conditional grants were not spent. There will also be reasons, Chairperson. I think in our SDBIP, it's reported. In our section 52 report, it's reported there. All the councils might not be aware of it. But what we can do, I'm also going to ask the CFO just to respond in broad lines regarding the question that the councillor asked as far as the AFS is concerned, Chairperson. And then we will gladly, extract the information that Councillor Chaba requests for and provide it to him, Chairperson, as the administration. Maybe the CFO, if he wants to add anything, Chair, I will appreciate it. I'm sure you also will also appreciate it just in general, not to put him on the spot because he hasn't been here for long.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me, CFO.
Yes, Chair.
CFO, before you give us an input, I just want to say, MM, we understand you can't give us now the answers now, but we need those answers because they are for our community. Because at the recommendations, there is something that says there was no comments from the community. And then the problem, it was the advertising or the participation for the public to come. And I need the public to come to our meetings. We can also use the way we are using Facebook or YouTube or WhatsApp, all those sort of things, because we need our views. We can't say people won't have comments. There's housing there, there's sanitation, there's everything that the people are suffering with there out there, but there's no comments from them. So we need those comments from the community. If we are going to advert by writing on walls in libraries, our people will not get those information. There's something that must be done for that so that they can come with their comments to the report. I thank you. CFO, you can go on.
Thank you, Chair. With regards to the comments on the emphasis of matter paragraphs, 3 of those all deal with our debt collection within the municipality. And from my experience, the debt collection at the Municipal municipality is extremely good with regards to in excess of 90% collections. So yes, our collections are very good, but at the same time, we do still have our consumers that have been defaulting, for which we have to make the adequate provisions, as well as write off the debt so that it doesn't climb to such an extent that we are unable to recover them. And if we do not disclose that correctly as well, we could be over disclosing our receivables, knowing good and well that we will not be receiving that money at the end of the day. From an ex-audit perspective, Chair, I was able to catch that last bit because there was quite a lot of feedback. Chair?
Sorry.
There was a follow-up?
Yes, you can go on.
Oh, so, and with regards to that, and with regards to the concerns regarding our UIF, unauthorized, irregular, and fruit list, that is something that we will be looking at, and looking at improving the controls surrounding that as well. My staff are interrogating the deviations with regards to coming in from outside. I am asking the questions. I am asking the reasons for the deviation. Are those reasons as sole service provider, valid reasons? What are we not seeing? What am I missing from the outside? So the municipality's controls and how they're able to do things and getting the basic rates is key at the municipality. Yes, there's always room for improvement, and that we'll always strive to do as well, as far as the finance unit and as the municipality. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, CFO. Thank you very much. Is there any question or comments?
Comment, Chair.
Thank you. You can go on.
You know, a wise man once said, take time to think. It is a source of power. We have made a lot of thinking, yeah? And now, today, we've got this unqualified report from the AG. And I would like to send this message again to all directors under UMM that again, we have done a tremendous job for this municipality. So I give you 100 for that. It's a pity I don't have something with me to give you, but if I did have, I would have said, take it, it's yours, 100. Thank you very much.
Chairperson.
Thank you, Councillor. Hello.
Chairperson, I noticed the hand of Councillor Anneke Jansen van Rensburg just previously.
Okay, I saw it. Councillor van Rensburg, you can come in.
Yes, thank you, Henry. Also, thank you, Chair. I think also it's tremendous. It's a huge, it's so a lot of information to read, but I also, there's only one thing, and I think everything is so excellent that our department's doing, and I also can say this is a congratulations from my side also. But I want to ask about on page 8. We always have the population details of like for example Mossel Bay, and we're sitting here with a lot of residents, new incomers, people's coming in, stay here, and I know it's the census it's till 2021, but if you look till from 2021 till now, I think it's it's a different story. Now this is a draft, but at the end of the day, the person in the street wants to know how many people the age it's now from this or from age till from 55 till 59. I know it's very difficult for the municipality to assist us there, but this is the sort of information that it's really very important to our people, our residents, and in the whole Mossel Bay, for example. But we have now 2021, and I understand this is a census, but we are now 2021, and we're sitting here with 2011. That's my concern. We're going out in the streets, and we say to the people, so many people is the age of this and the age of this. Is there any way that there's for us now? I want to ask if the can please assist us that we can have more clear through our municipality to have more clear the amount of people on this age, on all the ages, so that we can know where we are. Thank you.
Thank you, Anaki. Can you help us there?
Chairperson, yeah, I'm going to give over to Obas Laufs, Henry Laufs, to try to answer the question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. From the municipality's perspective, it is also a concern to not have up-to-date census information. Previously, the next census was scheduled for 2021. However, with COVID, we know the situation may change or it may stay the same. What I would suggest that we can do for the MPAC is we can include the latest community survey that Stats SA does. We will just have to qualify that by saying that that is based on a survey methodology. But Stats SA does do at certain intervals, they do a community survey, and then they based on that survey methodology, they make an assumption on population. So I think to maybe quell Councillor Aniki's worry, we can include that into the document to alleviate that.
Thank you, Henry.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Anaki. Okay. Is there any questions? Yes, Chairperson. Can I ask something to Mr. Fender? I didn't hear anything with a project of New Rest. I want to know, where did you start? I thank you.
Chairperson,
Yes.
the New Rest project is a project between of course, the residents and the Department of Human Settlements. As far as I know, the contractor, I'm not sure if the contractor has actually started there. As far as I know, it's been appointed, but I'm not sure about the start date. So I will have to get back to you on that one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fender. Thank you, all members. Before we conclude, we must first adopt the recommendation. The recommendation is staying like this, that the Municipal Public Accounts Committee reports to Council that it has reviewed the 2020 annual report and recommends approval of the annual report by Council without a reservation. Can I have a mover and a seconder?
Chairperson, I will be commending it. A mover, as you say. Marie de Klerk.
Thank you, Marie.
And I'll second, Chair.
Is there any seconder?
I'll second Councillor Kanamayer.
Is there anyone else? I also second.
Yes, Chair,
Yes.
I don't have a problem with the recommendation. But what I need us to do is to also look at, let's not forget that we had some concerns. We raised concerns there, and we think there is some, we need to improve this. We need to improve where we need to improve. So it should not go just with that resolution. We should also say there were some concerns, and the municipality, the municipality is going to take care of them, something like that. But I'm not opposed to a recommendation. It's just to add.
Chairperson.
Yes,
Chairperson, I'll respond to that, but yes, Chairperson, we will definitely make sure that the concerns are also taken up into the minutes. I think you normally will sign the minutes tomorrow. I've spoken to Mr. Laus. He will ensure that it's part of the minutes. Eh?
Okay. Thank you very much, MM. We are now going to end the meeting. I thank you very much. I thank you very much. All of you directors, officials, councillors, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Mr.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
Chair. Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.